in a nutshell, various teachings and traditions, including Christianity, Buddhism, Greek philosophers, um, maybe modern science in some way, scientific discoveries with quantum mechanics, and various channeled teachings, various authors and sages and great capitalists. Yeah, there's some kind of ideas that appear that are of different degrees of. Some are more watered down, made some higher teachings that became like very egoic, or it's just still higher teaching where they say that basically this is a, and also don't believe me. I mean, I didn't come up with it, but be open, try to verify. The idea was that this is like a conscious universe. The whole universe is conscious, and the whole universe is like a one thing. The cosmos, all the cosmoses are like a one creature. It's almost like the whole universe is one total reality, just like this body is like a one thing, one reality. And although it's made out of trillions of cells and 80,000 miles of capillaries, and like the cells being born and dying all the time right now, yeah, it's a one thing. But also, just like at the level of the body, nothing is separate from anything else, and in the body everything is governed. There are some laws governing it, and it's all a total whole, especially if we zoom into microscopically and quantum, and you see it's not like it's a field for aliveness. At the same way, this body and these bodies that we have are like a cell in this totality. And this totality, let's call this the absolute, the endlessness, the absolute, God, Allah, the Tao. So God is the whole thing, and we are in it. Even the saying "we are in it" is like a misunderstanding. It's like we are it, and it's like mysterious and divine. And yeah, that's one tenet. Another tenet is that this is like a magical universe. So what we hold in mind tends to manifest. So this one reality is consciousness, or God has this like manifesting quality. Hey, there was word and became. This appears in all teachings. This like is this creation, the creation. This is like nature and all of this. We see the suns and coffee and Lamborghinis, and it's being created. And so somehow consciousness is creating. Yeah. And we are consciousness, even if we believe we are the cow. We are Krishna, believing to be the cow, but we still have this ability to create. Yeah, much more than we think. So it's very strong. Now, another tenet is that we could create anything we wanted if we didn't have these accumulated negative thoughts and feelings, which are some imagined limitation that say, no, it's not possible, or I am not worthy of it, or this doesn't work like that, oh, the prices are too high, there's not enough time. So basically, another tenet of these teachings is that we can create and we can manifest. Consciousness manifests. and because we are infinite being, only subject to what we hold in mind. So actually, and we are creating things, even like the shit that's happened in our life, we are creating it unconsciously. So all that's happening in life, good or bad, it's being created, through the interaction of the whole universe and our consciousness. All right, so so from this point of view, also we have in us these desires. We have desires, and they're not bad. It's almost like we have in us that knowingness that it is possible to experience, and here it is to experience, to grow, to expand, to experience. So, but the problem is that we have some desires or visions, and some of them, they come from the soul. They come from what we are here to do, but we have some program of limitations. We have certain programs of the mind that say it's not possible, or I'm not worthy, or something. And then these programs, because they are also created by consciousness, then they put a cap on what's possible. So another important tenet, especially as we go into manifestation, is that as these teachings have been watered down and became part of the popular culture, like the law of attraction and the secret, now they have been watered down and distorted. And now that's a little problematic, because there's a lot of truth in it, but there's this assumption like, hey, like it's now given as a tool for the ego to attain happiness. So now me as an ego, me as a cow, rather than Krishna, me as a cow, I'm going to manifest certain things because I'm unhappy. I'm really unhappy, and I have a strong sense of lack because I forgot that I'm Krishna and I'm a cow. So I'm a big sense of lack and I'm unhappy, and then so I believe that if I get this and this and that, like a lot of money and love and a car and all that, I'm going to be happy. So that is problematic, because that's not going to work so well. However, it is actually helpful to go for it, to go for it and manifest it, and realize that, oh yeah, I manifested these things and it didn't make me happy. But if we want things and we block ourselves from it, and we don't allow ourselves to go for it, we have this inner conflict, like, oh, I want to have lots of money, but I shouldn't have lots of money because money is bad and rich people are bad and they're assholes, and it's like, so now I'm in a conflict. So anyway, long story short, I would like to, and I know there's a lot of teachings out there where they invite you to, hey, visualize what you want, which is actually, it's a very good teaching. Go deep within and go ask beyond your ego, ask some deeper knowingness from the child self, from the inner knowingness deep within. We are here to do something, and it's legitimate to have some vision and desire. So come up with that vision. That's very good. Get clear about that vision. And in this teaching, they say, now imagine it, and now have a vision board, or do gratitude work and try to imagine as if you already have it. How would I feel if I already had this Ferrari, and I feel the Ferrari and I'm exhilarated, and if I can feel exhilarated long enough, the Ferrari is going to come. So that's the teachings. There is some truth in this, but what they don't talk about is that if I have sabotaging programs, I have some beliefs that I believe that is true. And as long as those are true, they are going to block my manifestation. So my manifestation, the creation, will be I'm talking from two sides of the mouth. It's going to be from one angle I manifest, from the other angle I manifest that no, I'm sabotaging it. So it's important as we develop this vision of what we want and get clarity and practice gratitude and do vision board. That's okay. Keep doing that if you want. But find out the sabotaging programs, because if I have deficiency story that I'm not good enough or I'm unworthy or money is bad or it's not possible or various reasons, then if I believe this, these are subconscious, this will be much stronger than my conscious desire. So the exercise I want to do now is to, first of all, identify something that you want, and then using inquiry, especially KI, using the reverse inquiry like last time, we are going to use the reverse inquiry to flush out to the open any imagined limitations we have, any sabotaging programs that are blocking our God-given power to create. Yeah. So there's the exercise. So I will ask you now, just keep it simple and think of something that man, it would be so nice if this were to happen. It would be so nice if that were to happen. Something that you kind of know that you want, although maybe you don't allow yourself to want it, or you think it's not possible, or so tune into something that you want, and it's a genuine something like, man, it would be so nice if this were to happen. Like, give an example. I don't know. I mean, it could be like to be financially comfortable doing what you love. I always like this. Be financially comfortable doing what you love, or some people like to travel. I mean, I don't know what you guys want, but I like to experience more of this world, to travel and to go places and be able to do that, and or to have a loving, let's say, to be a loving, yummy, growthful, healthy, fulfilling relationship. Or let's say you have a medical condition and you would like to be healthy again. Or like, even, I don't know, like $5 million, man, whatever. So I would like you to hone into this and just decide one thing, one desire. And formulate it as a positive thing, not what you don't want, but like, oh man, make it like instead of saying, well, I don't want to have these jobs that I hate, that suck, and they are paid so bad. So don't do that. Like, I want to not have shitty jobs that I hate. Yeah. So no, do it more like, hey, I would love to have a job that I enjoy, that I'm really feeling good about the pay and the freedom. Yeah. So make it like that. And just see in your mind's eye, see that, almost like you are building some trailer, like a YouTube movie. If this were to be happening, how would your life look like? Just dream big, but something that's meaningful to you. How would it look like? And just for the sake of ease of the process, whatever you want, this whole like 3-minute, 4-minute YouTube movie, with whatever that is, financially comfortable, doing what you love, travel with ease, body healthy, energized, healthy, money is not a problem, money flows, or the job is enjoyable, or a place, I don't know, whatever you want. So whatever your vision is, let's call it that. That is what you want, yeah? That is what you like to experience, yeah? All right, so you have it. Now, the exercise is that as you picture that, what is it that you want? We are going to use some reverse inquiry, where I'm going to say several inquiries where, and I will say it out loud, and I invite you to say it out loud or whisper it to yourself a few times, 2-3 times, not as a positive affirmation, but as to really put it out there. It's like, oh, say this statement 2 or 3 times. And then your job is to just observe whatever comes. It could be a little fear, or a little sensation, or a little snag, or a thought will say, nah, it's not possible. Or could be a thought, could be a memory, could be a little sensation. Your job is to just observe that and let it be. Yeah, it's almost like so this is like what will come as an objection will be your program, will be some sabotaging program. And your job is to just watch it, but don't get involved. Just watch it, let it be. You can say the inquiry again, watch it, let it be. So we are making conscious the sabotaging programs. And in this process, yeah, you are diminishing these programs. And also you can use this inquiry on your own. The inquiries I'm going to do with you now, you can, if you notice that some of them bring a lot of resistance or opposition, remember that, and you can work on this manifestation again. Yeah, or on other manifestation. Yeah, so getting quiet and seeing this ideal life track where this is happening. Even this, for some of us, can evoke slight unpleasantness in the body, because subconsciously we don't think it's possible, perhaps. So seeing this vision and noticing and allowing energy in the body. All right, so the first inquiry you can utter to yourself 2 or 3 times, and then observe. And whatever comes, it's a thought, feeling, sensation, let it be. You're the witness. Number 1. I fully allow myself to experience that. I totally allow myself to experience this that I want. I fully allow myself. Notice any thought or energy in the body, butterflies. Fully allow myself to experience that. Yeah, so for me, I notice something in my belly. It's like, what is this? It's like some sense of a fear. Just notice, allow, let it be. It's totally possible. It's totally possible for me to experience that. Totally possible for you to experience that. And if there's any tightness or sensation like that, notice and mine it out. So if this were to say something, what would it say? And then witness that. It's totally possible for me to experience that. And if there is any sense of no, or it's not possible, or this or that, just ask why not, and let it tell you why not. If you get any objection, or if you get, and whatever it says, I witness this. It's just a thought. You are aware of it. And notice and allow energy. And what do you get out of believing that it's not possible if you had that objection? What's the seeming advantage or the payoff believing it's not possible? And just witnessing and allowing this, your subconscious. You are watching your subconscious. Or if it says, yeah, but it's hard, just witness this thought. Stay as this which is aware of it. So let's go to another inquiry. I'm totally worthy and deserving to experience this. I'm completely worthy and deserving to experience that. Just witness anything at all in your body, or it's a thought. Do nothing about it. Is anything in your body? Mine it out, let it tell you. You're totally worthy and deserving to experience that. And if there is any sense of a no or objection, just put this on the screen like I'm not worthy. This is a thought, it's not you. You're aware of it. You as this divine presence, you are aware of this thought, not worthy. Let it be here. Observe and allow energies. And what's the seeming utility or payoff of believing you are not worthy? What's the seeming payoff? Whatever comes, witness, observe, don't get involved. If nothing comes, you can do this reverse inquiry, this like this. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting nothing from believing I'm not worthy. I'm getting absolutely nothing from believing I'm not worthy of this. And maybe it will show you. And whatever comes, notice, allow. It's a thought, it's a voice from the past, it's some program. Allow any sensation. So remember, if any of this inquiry bring more stuff, it means that it needs more cycles. So remember it, you can do it later. And let's tune back to this sense of just being here, hearing, sensing. And let's go in next inquiry. I'm not afraid to experience that. I'm not afraid. It's totally safe to experience this. I'm not afraid to experience that. And whatever you get there, it's okay, it's natural. If there's any sense of fear, allow this fear, even if it's subtle. It's totally safe. There's no danger. I'm not afraid to allow this to happen. There's no danger in allowing myself to experience that. And just observing one thought at a time, allowing energy. There is energies or sensation, you can ask it, what does it mean? What does it say? Okay. And coming back to no mind, just being, breathing. Take a breath. And let's try the next inquiry. There's absolutely nothing that stands in the way of me experiencing that. There's absolutely nothing standing in the way of me experiencing that. Whatever comes, notice there might be something there, some wisdom in whatever it says. What exactly is in the way? What does it tell you? What exactly is in the way? And if it says, for some people, it says, oh, I'm in the way. I am in the way. Don't land there and ask it, what part of me is in the way? What pattern, what thing in me is in the way? Whatever he says, just see, witness, don't psychologize with it, don't engage. It's totally possible for me to let that go. It's totally possible for me to let that go. Notice whatever arises, thought, feeling, witness. Let's try this one. It's totally okay. I want that. It's totally okay that I want that. It's not bad that I want that. It's totally okay that I want that. And whatever comes, you are aware of it, aware of your subconscious programs. We are just making them conscious. Whatever comes is not really you. It's an imagined limitation from childhood, from society. So just one last thing here. Yeah, one last thing. So in spite of all that came up, in spite of all that came up, I allow myself to experience that. In spite of what came up and all this thing, I allow myself. I as this infinite being, Son of God, child of God, infinite being, subject only to what I hold in mind. I no longer need to believe all of those fucking limitations, and I allow this God-given creating power to be free to create. Also, the more benefit it brings to other people as well, so the less selfish the desire is, the more likely to happen. Benefits yourself as well as other people, benefits the whole. Yeah, so it's good here, once we finish to, or you can go after this recording later and see where it evoked more. You know, could be, oh, that's not possible, or that I shouldn't want this, or that I'm not worthy, or I'm afraid for some reason, or it's like whatever. Yeah, this is what we need to explore, investigate, challenge, to deprogram our imagined limitations.